Today we'll analyze and break down the reasons of why Dave Norton was not killed at the end of GTA 5. Starting off and getting the most obvious one out of the way is because he was meant to protect the main trio from law enforcement after they killed Steve Haynes, Devin Weston, and all of those guys, which Michael himself mentions right before the trio calls Lester to get them information on their targets. Now going on to the second reason, it's that if Dave died, there's a chance that some other wannabe hero moron would start digging through his files and find his shit, which would be enough to, like Dave said, put them all in jail. But with Dave alive, I think that after the game's story, he would keep that shit secure or even get rid of the evidence altogether. And this kind of relates to the third reason, and that's simply the fact that Dave could be trusted, and that on its own has two reasons. So firstly, Dave proved himself over the course of the game that he would not rat the main trio out, and that only Steve Haynes was the real problem. And most importantly, Dave was trustworthy because if he tried to rat the main trio out, don't you think that he would just as quickly end up behind bars for making a deal with the notorious Michael Townley? Even if he took a plea like he said he would, he'd still go to jail for some time. Unlike Steve, who couldn't be trusted, not simply because the guy's a complete and total dick, but he would actually benefit if he ratted them all out, and that would only further his career, which we know is really important to the guy. So if the main trio plus Dave was ratted out by Steve, they would all pretty much go to jail, and that's basically it. This is also why Steve had to be killed. But not only was Dave useful, not only was he in a way forced to keep quiet to save his own ass, and not only did he actually prove himself that he would not rat, but there's also another matter to this. And this one is, in my opinion, the most subtle one. When looking at Michael and Dave, they do actually kind of seem like they're friends to some degree. Hell, Michael says that they are friends in the wrap-up. Also, if you're watching this video right now and if you're enjoying it, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would help me out a lot. Also, feel free to check out my channel memberships to help support the channel in another way if you're interested. Despite everything, they do help each other out, whether it be back in the day in North Yankton or here in Los Santos, with Dave keeping Michael out of trouble with Steve and the law, and Michael solving Dave's various problems in regards to the FIB and IAA conflict. Hell, in By the Book, you can see the two at a cafe or whatever, chit-chatting and drinking coffee. Also, during the car ride in that same mission, if you pay attention to how they talk and the dialogue and whatnot, things are, even though they're in a bunch of shit, more or less friendly between the two. Now, I don't doubt that part of it was them kind of using each other to save their own asses, but they do help each other, and that's what friends are pretty much for. It even seems like they kept in touch over the years, as at the beginning of the game, Michael has Dave's phone number, and after the mission complications, when you unlock Michael, you can call Dave, and they seem to actually catch up as friends would. And even after the game's ending, the two have another phone call, which is still in more of a friendly tone than not, and it does actually seem like a kind of final goodbye type thing as they tell each other to look after themselves. There's also Dave's final email to Michael, in which he essentially tells him, yo, for the love of fucking God, please stay out of trouble this time. Dave also seems to be kind of glad that Steve is dead, as in his own words, now he will at least have something left for his pension. Bottom line is that, in my opinion, had these two not been on as good terms of as they are in the game, there's part of me that believes that Dave would be right on the shit list alongside Steve and everyone else. So in the end, it does seem like there's more of a reason to leaving Dave alive compared to Steve than just so that no one messes with the main characters after the events of the story, and Michael plays a major role in leaving him alive. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this GTA 5 lore video about Dave. Until the next video stream, bye bye.